Welcome to Duel of Champions, the online card game. You are about to discover an international competition where the 8 best players in the world will fight against each other. 5 of them will qualify at prestigious video game events, and 3 will have the chance of qualifying directly online. All these players will meet for the grand finals this November at the Paris Games Week to compete for the title of Worldwide Champion. Here is the 4th Qualifier event in Germany in the biggest European convention, the Gamescom. You are watching The Road to Paris.
We are here on the booth of Duel of Champions, and there gonna happen the tournament Road to Paris. Behind me, 32 people are playing with different levels. Today is qualification day. Let's see what happens.
It's the first day of the competition and we are discovering our first players in this qualifier, and some of them have come a long way for this chance.
C'est incroyable de voir le nombre de gens et le niveau différent entre les gens qui découvrent aujourd'hui avec nous, les gens qui ont découvert il y a 2 mois, il y a 6 mois, il y a 1 an. On a même le champion du monde de l'année dernière qui est venu se battre pour son titre et il espère très fortement le garder.
Indeed, there are some big differences in level throughout this competition, since we have just over 20 outsiders, and then we have the 5 challengers, those who really have a shot at the finals. But in front of them, we also have the worldwide champion, who is the favorite in this qualifier.
I am the world champion and the tournament is starting now. I feel prepared, I'm ready, come at me.
The games end quickly, and soon we are left with the challengers who easily finished off the competition and qualified for the semi-finals. The first to qualify is Qualifier. He's the last German player and he has a very good level.
The competition was easier than I expected. I think from now on it's going to be hard, if not nearly impossible, but I think we will see later.
The second is French, and his level is very close to the worldwide champion's level.
Je sais qu'il y a l'ancien champion du monde, plus 2 autres joueurs qui se débrouillent vraiment pas mal, mais je pense sans modestie que j'ai ma chance.
Finally, and as expected, it's Matrix, the current champion, who qualifies for the final phase.
I'm not really afraid of any player, because if you want to be the champion, you have to beat everybody. So be afraid, be very afraid.
We only have 1 spot left on our leaderboard, and it's a French duel that is being played in front of us.
On est sur le point de commencer la dernière partie de la journée, la dernière partie des quarts de finale. On a 2 Français en face de nous et ça promet d'être un très beau match avec des niveaux très serrés.
And the game has now started, and we discover on the left, that's my panda, who is going to be playing Adar Malik, a hero from the Necropolis faction. He is going to be playing a slow game with some big creatures and some strong spells. And to the right, Soto Dado is going to be playing Demiria for the Inferno faction with a more aggressive and rush type deck. And unfortunately, it's a slow start apparently for Soto Dado, who does not find the creatures he needs to play on the board, and this will have a negative impact later on in the game for him. And we're back halfway through the game, and That's My Panda has managed to conserve all his health points against Sododado, who was not able to give that early rush aggression that he needed to really get the game going in his favor. And we are discovering this magnificent strategic combination of cards that That's My Panda is using to go and fetch the spell card he needs from his deck in order to completely wipe out the board and start afresh, giving himself a really good strategic positioning in the game. And at the end of the game, we do find That's My Panda, who's managed to conserve his health points, whilst Sododado is having a tremendous amount of difficulty here, keeping his own with only 2 health points left. And we are seeing all the strength of That's My Panda's deck with some great creatures, some great spells, and he's going to be using these to his advantage to be able to turn the game around and finally win this first quarter finals. And as we enter the second game, we see that both players have kept the same creatures, the same decks, the same heroes, and Sododado has to start getting his early aggression out, as he wasn't able in the last game to get it, and that's probably what cost him the game. We know that That's My Panda has got some good creatures and some even better spells, so Sododado unfortunately will not be able to get these creatures out, and this may once again be a problem later on. And halfway through the game, it would be easy to think that Sudadado is in an excellent position here with some very rush creatures, very strong attack. But don't forget, That's My Panda has a very flexible deck with some great creatures, but also some amazing spells. And this is what he'll be able to use here, is considering that he has got Armageddon that goes down now, wiping the board once again, but he still has enough to play a few creatures down, giving him a definite advantage. And at the end of the game, we really do feel that Sudadado has been trapped by the deck played by That's My Panda, a very creature-strong deck with some excellent spells that has been able to give him his win he needed, and he is going to be the last, fourth and final champion of the day. The first day is now over, and we meet up again with our 4 finalists tomorrow morning. They will fight against one another in order to leave with the title of Gamescom Champion, and of course win that spot for the Grand Finals taking place in Paris.